Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In my ongoing efforts to experiment with the content on this channel, I thought today I would bring with you my votes for the Game Awards coming out December 7th. So, as we begin here, I do want to say that I have not played all of the games on the list this year, and we'll get to that when we get to that. So starting off, I haven't played Alan Wake 2, I haven't played Resident Evil 4, and I haven't played the Super Mario Brothers game. And what I have played of Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't really my thing. So for me personally, it would be between Tears of the Kingdom and Spider-Man 2. And I think I would have to go with Tears of the Kingdom. I think it was just such an incredible game. I enjoyed it so much. I played it all the time. I'm not, entirely sure what I can say about it that you won't have seen said by pretty much anybody that's played it. It is a beautiful game. It's a wonderful game. I enjoyed the absolute hell out of it, and that will be my pick for Game of the Year. And on to the next category. This one I will actually give to Baldur's Gate 3. And the reason for that is just because even though it wasn't my thing, I haven't seen a game honestly quite like Baldur's Gate 3. The depth, the replayability, it's in its own regard. I think they really did something great with that, so I will give it the credit that it deserves in that regard. Now, best narrative. This is tough for me because Phantom Liberty is here and Spider-Man 2, but the thing with Phantom Liberty, I think, is can it really be considered its own game, right? Like, I think it's really DLC. It's so good though, but I don't know. It's tough. I think it's just DLC. I love the story in that, but I also love the story in Spider-Man 2. This is where we give Spider-Man 2 the props that I think it so absolutely deserves. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Spider-Man 2 walk away with quite a few awards this year. So, up next we have Best Art Direction. I don't even have to think about this one at all. I don't have to think about it even slightly. Game of the Year, in my opinion, it's so beautiful. It is an absolutely gorgeous game, especially considering the platform that it's built on. It's built on the Switch, and getting a game to look the way that it does on the Nintendo Switch is just phenomenal. So, okay, best score and music. Now, this is tough because, again, I haven't played Alan Wake 2, I haven't played Final Fantasy, I haven't played this one right here. I think I'm going to give it to Tales of the Kingdom again. But I don't feel as confident with that vote because I feel like I'm not giving some of these other games the credit. And it is still early, right? There's still a couple weeks, so maybe, right, I'll come in and rethink that later. But for now, best audio design. Ooh, that's tough. Honestly, I think I wasn't expecting the Dead Space remake to actually make any of these nominations, but I think I will give it to Dead Space because They made the atmosphere work really, really well in that game, despite um, some of the other issues that I had with it. I really like the atmosphere, and a lot of that comes down to audio design, so I will be giving it to Dead Space. And even though I haven't played Alan Wake 2, I wouldn't be shocked if it wins Best Audio Design. So let's take a look. Best Performance now. I will say I am a bit biased here because I'm a big fan of his work, just outside of the video game world. But I'm going to give it to Idris Elba because I think he is a phenomenal actor. I do love him in Phantom Liberty 2, but I will point out immediately that I'm a huge fan of him regardless, so this might be a bit biased, but after all, it is, well, it's my vote that matters here. You can disagree with me, of course, if you want. That's perfectly okay, but it's Idris Elba, man. Come on. Innovation and accessibility. Now, this one, I have never really thought about this one because I am not someone that needs. I don't need. How do I say this? Oh, excuse me. I'm a very able-bodied person. I've never needed accessibility settings all that much. So I think I'm going to just go with the Spider-Man games. And I know they did have some stuff with the deaf character. I can't think of her name right at the top of my head, but I know they did some stuff for deaf people in the game, but I can't think of exactly what that was, so hopefully there is some merit to this vote other than I liked Spider-Man 2. Moving on. Okay. Games for Impact. Now, this is where we run into the issue of I have not played any of these games. So, I think I have not played any of these games, so I can't really make a vote on this one, and I think it will let us just move right on here, and it will. Okay. Best ongoing. Yeah, this is another one that requires absolutely no thought whatsoever, because I really think Phantom Liberty actually saved Cyberpunk 77. Excuse me again. Golly, it is very, very late right now, and I've been working all day, so you'll have to forgive me. But as I've said already in this video, it's Cyberpunk 2077, especially with the Phantom Liberty expansion, I think has become an incredible game in its own right. So that one wasn't too difficult to think about. Best community support. The no-brainer. Absolutely no-brainer for me. The No Man's Sky community is unlike pretty much anything else I've ever seen in video games. I adore No Man's Sky. I love this game so much with such a ridiculous amount of my physical being. This game is incredible in its own right. I voted for it a couple years ago. It was nominated for best improvement or whatever it was, and I voted for it. I vote for it like all the time at all the awards. Yeah, this one was easy. No Man's Sky is incredible. If you've never played, if you've never played No Man's Sky, I encourage you highly to do so. It is, it is just such a great game. I've put some No Man's Sky content out on the channel before. I'm not sure. Goodness. Excuse me again. I'm not sure if I've done any No Man's Sky content where I'm actually talking about it. I think a lot of it was just sort of filler stuff, but Anyways, No Man's Sky, fantastic game, beautiful community, wonderful place. I love this game. Easy choice. Best independent game, and I have not played any of these games either. So that will be another one that we just have to move on from. And again, I've not played any of those games, so we'll just move on from there. And best mobile game. The one I have played is Monster Hunter now, and I mean it's kind of forgettable. I don't. I mean, I've played it. Is that enough for me to vote for it? I'm just gonna vote for Hello Kitty because it's gonna win anyway. It's Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Everybody's gonna be voting for it. I don't feel bad about not having played it, but Best VR game. So here's the thing. I don't own a VR headset, but I did play a demo of Horizon Call of the Mountain, and it was okay. I love the Horizon series, so I'm going to vote for it based on I enjoyed the demo that I played, and I like the series. So don't get too mad at me. Again, it's my vote that matters here, my opinion. You can disagree with me, of course. That's perfectly alright. So that's the vote here for this category. The next category is Best Action Game. And this one's quite easy, for me at least. Armored Core 6. I had a lot of fun with that game. I've always, deep down inside, I've always wanted to be able to just fight giant machines. So this really did fulfill that for me. So, best action game, easily Armored Core 6. Easily. Coming up next, best action and adventure game. This is a toughie. Only because it's Spider-Man versus Tears of the Kingdom again. I'm gonna a slight edge to Tears of the Kingdom, I think. Only very slight though. Best RPG. I did play Starfield. I wasn't the biggest fan of Starfield. I didn't play Lies of P. I watched a lot of people play it. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna go Baldur's Gate 3 though. It's also probably the most likely to win, I'd say, if I had to guess. Coming up next, we have Best Fighting Game. And, personally, I have not played any of these games. The only fighting game I've played in the last year is Injustice 2. So, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Best family game. Didn't play any of these games either. Next, we have Best Sim and Strategy Game. And I played City Skylines 2, but I got like 30 minutes into it, and I felt that it was incomplete. I ran into a lot of bugs, I ran into a lot of technical issues, so I can't really say that that is the best strategy game of the ones listed, and the other 4, unfortunately, I haven't played. However, I enjoyed the Pikmin games growing up as a kid. I haven't played Pikmin 4, but I'm going to vote for it anyway. Because again, it's my list. Best sports and racing game. This is, it's kind of tough, it's kind of not. Just because I don't think any of these were particularly great this year. If I had to choose, like, the best of a not great category, I'd probably go Forza Motorsport. But yeah, sports games in general, just, oof, man. They are not in a great place right now. Hopefully that'll change someday, but it's, to be real, it's probably never gonna change because they're all just cash cows at this point. Best multiplayer. I didn't play the multiplayer of Baldur's Gate 3, and the rest of these I haven't played. Party Animals is probably the one that is gonna win. But again, I haven't played the other 4 here, and I haven't played the multiplayer of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know anything about this game. I don't have a dog in that fight. So we'll skip it, unfortunately. Best adaptation. I mean, this is... Come on. Do we even need to have a vote? I mean, really. Like, let's be real. Let's think about it. Let's sit down. Let's talk as adults here. Do we need to have a conversation about what the best adaptation was? Let alone this year. This might be the best video game adaptation, period. You know what I mean? I mean, this was just an incredible show, and you don't even need to know about the game to enjoy it. It's just really good. And Pedro Pascal is Pedro Pascal, so of course we're going to be voting for him. Easy choice. Next, most anticipated game. If I had to guess, it's probably Hades 2 or Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, Tekken might be like a sleeper pick there because it's Tekken and they have a pretty loyal fan base. I mean, same with Final Fantasy at least. But personally for me, most anticipated is Hades 2. So that is our selection here. Content creator of the year. I love Quackity. I think Quackity's really funny, but I also love Iron Mouse. And then I don't know. Well, People Make Games I kind of know about. Like, I recognize the username. I don't know why I recognize the username. Someone could probably tell me in the comments why this looks so familiar. But for me, it's between Iron Mouse and Quackity. And God, this sucks. Ooh. Oh, I feel bad. I'm gonna feel so bad for whoever I don't pick here. And the QSMP has been so entertaining. But it's Iron Mouse. Quackity, you know what? We're gonna give our props to Quackity. Best esports game. Now, this is gonna be very controversial. And I've thought about, in my previous video, I mentioned that I've thought about making some some more dedicated, scripted content on a second channel. This is one of those topics that I think about all the time, is esports. I love esports, but not all esports are made the same, and there's a very clear-cut winner here, in my opinion, and it's not particularly close. And that choice is Dota. Like, easily, it is Dota 2. Now, I will explain to you why, just briefly, or as briefly as I can, for a topic that I'm so very passionate about. I think Dota has the best talent, not, players. I mean, like, production-wise, the analysts, the panelists, the coaches, the interviewees, the interviewers. I think just production-wise, without question, Dota 2 is the best. Now, I will admit, CSGO has Machine, and Machine might be the best host in all of esports. I love Machine, but as an overall product, I think Dota 2 has the edge there. I also just think it's the best esports game. I like, especially when you have to compare it to its most direct competitor in League. I think Dota is just way more interesting because there's more that can happen in a game. There's more choices to be made. There's more mechanics that influence a game. I could honestly talk about this topic for like an hour, maybe even more. But yeah, I think the best esports game, easily, like not even close, I think it's Dota 2. Second place would probably be CSGO if I had to pick a second place. But I don't, so this might be controversial. I don't care. Best esports game, bar none, Dota 2, bar none. Best esports athlete. Now, I know who's going to win this, like, just because the storyline. Do I know anything about these people? Not really. But I know, without even casting a vote, I know exactly who's winning this. And it's all the way down here on the left side of the screen. Faker's winning this anyway. I may as well, But again, I don't know really anything about the guy. I think he's on T1. Don't quote me on that. I know Worlds is about to come to an end. But I just know that he has a huge following right now. He's one of the biggest names in esports. Clear cut, he's gonna win it anyway. So, best esports team. Now, this one's tough. Like, there are a bunch of names here that I really like. Like, I love Fnatic. I love Evil Geniuses. The Gaming Gladiators storyline is really cool. They went undefeated, basically, at every major tournament. They got second place at the International. They didn't, win it out. But I think I'm gonna go Gaming Gladiators. It's a tough category, but I think just because it's my favorite esport, it's the best esport, I'm gonna go Gaming Gladiators. Best esports coach. Now, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about esports coaches, so we're gonna pass on that one. Best esports event. The International. The International, easily. The International it's always, even last year when the production value was kind of down because they had I don't remember the company that they had, but they had a different company doing it, and it was in it wasn't Shanghai, but it was somewhere in Southeast Asia. I can't quite remember where. It wasn't, I don't think it was Malaysia. It was somewhere, I think it's the Philippines, somewhere maybe. I don't know, last year, I can't remember. But this year it came back to Seattle, which is where it was for the first 4, 5. No, because the first one was in Cologne, Germany, and then it was 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, were Seattle. But it was back in Seattle this year, and they really showed out. Oh my god, it was such a good tournament this year. But yeah, best esports event, the International, easily. Easily. It's the International, and I will stand by that. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, what has happened? Hang on. I'm not gonna retake this. Because this is like my 7th or 8th try at this. So hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, let's just oh, it was the end. Okay. So there is just the okay. Never mind then. So that's all the categories completed. I didn't know that. Because there were a couple here that I skipped over. But anyways, these are the votes that I have cast. If you agree with them or if you disagree with them, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. As always, it is a pleasure to have you here, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye for now.